Just a terribly sad story here. That makes 3 murders in Jennifer Hudson's family just in the last 3 days. A woman who is from Chicago, she's considered a local girl, was working at a Burger King when she first auditioned for American Idol. Now she's become a big star, of course, but she said that she always came home to her family's home, this place where her mother and brother and sister and the boy all lived.
I've always had a positive upbringing and positive people around me, you know. So that definitely helped out. And even when I feel down or feel like I don't want to do this anymore, I can't do it anymore, my mother was there to say, you know what, this is what you have to do. You have to hold on to that.
American Idol turned Oscar winner Jennifer Hudson's life is rocked by crime. She was extremely close to her mother. Now her mother and brother and 7-year-old nephew have been murdered. We are taking your calls live out to Ellen in New York. Hi, Ellen.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
I'm good, dear. What's your question?
Quick comment. Thank you, and especially Mike Brooks, too, and the rest of your team for everything you do. I don't know how you do this night after night.
I don't either. I can tell you, especially now that I've got the twins.
Exactly.
It's just changed everything. You know, I thought I knew it all about being a crime victim until I had them, and I just can't imagine what Jennifer Hudson is going through right now.
I can't either. And my question, I have 2 quick questions.
Okay.
One is the Suburban that they found her poor nephew in, was that the car originally reported stolen from the original crime scene? And have they not, or have tests not come back yet on any gunshot residue that may have been on the ex-brother-in-law?
Excellent question. Out to Susan Rosegen, CNN correspondent, standing by tonight outside the victim's home there in Chicago. What do we know about the vehicle stolen from the scene?
Nancy, it was reported stolen right after the bodies were discovered. It was Jason Hudson's, the brother's car, reported stolen. It was part of the Amber Alert, so the cops were looking for this car everywhere, even across state lines. They brought in the FBI, and then they found it less than 20 miles away from where I'm standing right now. As far as gun residue, that's part of the investigation. They have not found a gun or guns, according to the police, and they won't talk about any shell casings or residue or anything like that.
Well, let me clarify. Let me ask you this, Susan. So you're saying the Suburban that was found with the 7-year-old boy dead inside is the vehicle stolen from the scene?
Absolutely.
So that vehicle, Mike Brooks, is not going to give us any indication as to whom the perp is, who the perp is, because it's a stolen vehicle unless we can get a fingerprint off of it. And let's clarify also about gunshot residue. Gunshot residue, when you fire a weapon, a little bit, it's invisible to the naked eye. Gunshot residue comes back on your hand, on your wrist. It can get on your clothing. It can go about 2 feet diameter from the weapon when the weapon is fired. However, Mike Brooks, you can just wipe your hands on your clothes, much less, you know, wash your hands, and it's gone.
Yeah, you can, for the most part, Nancy, but what they're going to be able to do, we don't know if they have gotten any ballistics at all from that inside that vehicle. We do know that the little boy, the little 7-year-old boy, he was shot. So what they're going to do is they're going to make a comparison from the evidence they have at the original crime scene at the house, and they're going to compare that to the evidence that they recovered inside of that vehicle. Now, we don't know if the little boy was shot inside that vehicle or if he was shot somewhere else and then put into that vehicle. We just don't know that. So we have at least 2 crime scenes now, Nancy, but there could be another crime scene somewhere where he was actually murdered.
Out to the line, Sandy in Canada. Hi, Sandy.
Oh, hi, Nancy. We love you here.
Thank you.
You are a saint. You're an absolute saint.
Well, I do not deserve that, but
yes,
thank you
do.
very
Yes,
much.
no, you do. I've been trying lots. You are a saint. I have a quick question or an observation. Is it just me, or her stardom is wonderful, it's beautiful, and I think somebody is conspired to, it's a money conspiracy thing because of her stardom.
So you're saying that this was for ransom or out of jealousy, or they were trying to extort money?
Yeah, I think it...
Okay, let's take a look at that. Out to the lawyers. Let's unleash them. We're taking your calls live. In New York, defense attorney Randy Zellin and veteran trial lawyer defense attorney Alex Sanchez. Alex Sanchez, impossible. There was no ransom note that we know of. There was no communication to Jennifer Hudson. I want money. Bottom line is, if you want money in exchange for extortion, you don't go ahead and kill the target right there on the scene and then expect to get money.
You know, I think a lot of suspicion is on this fellow Balfour, but, you know, I'm beginning to wonder if this is some type of a gang invasion that is taking out revenge on this family for some still undisclosed reason at this time.
But to kill the little boy, Randy Zellin, that's complete BS. This is not some gang revenge on a mother and a little boy. No.
Well, I think what we see here is the problem, which is we don't really know what happened. The physical evidence, no statements, no weapon, no motive. And that's part of the problem of pointing a finger too quickly. Balfour's biggest problem is he was on parole. He loses all of his rights. He's got no Fifth Amendment privilege. He doesn't cooperate. He gets locked up, and they're going to let him sit. Alex's point could be very well taken. We just don't know.
Okay, yeah, his point was it was some kind of a gang revenge, which is complete BS. Back to Susan Rosegen, CNN correspondent standing by outside the victim's home. What was Balfour picked up on? I mean, he's on parole, but what was his infraction?
What they're saying now, Nancy, is because he was not and is not cooperative with the police, that's a violation of his parole on this unrelated crime. And you know, Nancy, I'm not so sure that gang stuff is not a possible motive here, or drugs. Who knows now? Really could be, who knows? This neighborhood where I am tonight with so many people is normally so iffy.
Listen,
we would not even do a live shot here.
Susan, if it's a drug problem and you want to get money for a drug debt, why do you kill everybody? You're never going to get money that way. That doesn't even make any sense. Much less kill a 7-year-old little boy.
Maybe they didn't want money, Nancy. Maybe it was to send a signal. I don't know.
Okay, well, you know, that's a great theory, maybe in a novel or in a movie, but out of all the drug trafficking cases I've ever handled, I have never seen this type of revenge. I think that motivation is going to be a lot closer to home. Everyone, when we come back, Deanna DeGarmo, American Idol finalist and dear friend of Jennifer Hudson, joins us exclusively.
It's sad. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. It should have never happened. It should have never happened. To a kid 7 years old, no.